Do marketers use subliminal messaging to make a couple extra sales off their commercials? Do they control your brain when you're looking at their advertisements to buy their product? Do they use techniques that you don't even realize they're using that only your subconscious picks up? Well, I'm JT Smith, and today we're going to find that out. Okay, so as a marketer, I will tell you that there are some subliminal techniques advertisers try to use, but nothing that goes under the radar. And researching this topic has been very interesting. If you want to learn a lot about old attempts to do subliminal messaging, there's a lot of resources out there for you to look at. For instance, there are commercials in the past that have tried flashing images on their screen of things that they want you to get from their advertisement. So it might be an advertisement for a car, like a truck or something, and you'll be watching it, and someone on the background will flash the word manly in huge letters for only one frame. And the fact of the matter is your brain can often pick up frames that you're not even realizing you're watching. So basically the attempt by the commercial is that your brain's going to read the word manly and associate the word manly with the truck that you're buying. So people thought these techniques might work initially, knowing that maybe the human brain picks up frames that the person doesn't even realize, but in the end, it did not work. And the reason for that is that the person who's watching an ad is a lot more influenced by the things their brain can process, is much more influential to what happens to their subconscious later. So there's not a lot that your subconscious can observe and pick up that your brain can't. Now, in sales, you will notice that there are a lot of subconscious tactics that they use to become your friend or to associate positive feelings with you in order to sell you a product. And that usually happens when you're doing person-to-person sales with an individual. And that's just because humans are a social animal. So we do respond well to anything that is a common human tactic to become friends. So things like touching your shoulder, which don't do during the current climate. Don't touch people's shoulders if you're selling to them. But just like friendly touches, friendly smiles, saying someone's name repeatedly, those are things that the person might not consciously pick up, but overall they will start to have positive feelings towards you as a salesman. So in general, there are tactics used like that. I will say in advertising, we don't really think about the subliminal messaging of our ads. That's not something that you'll see in commercials these days. However, there is a subliminal message that is being done in pretty much every commercial that is not something that's logical. So there's a difference between subliminal and logic. So the conscious part of your brain can pick up things like logic and emotion. And so a lot of these commercials are trying to evoke some sort of emotion from you in order to get you to buy their product. And that emotion might not seem like a conscious thing, because over time it might build up into a subconscious feeling about a brand. And so that might be the most subliminal thing they do. But realistically, everything they do happens in your conscious brain that then gets put into your subconscious over time, and so on. So you'll see a lot of brands do things that tug on the heartstrings, whether it's trying to take advantage of random circumstances in the climate. But these are all things that marketers will do to build an emotional connection. Really don't think there's much you can find subliminally. However, if you do find ad or anything, especially on the commercial or especially from a big brand that tries to use some sort of subliminal messaging, I would like to know. I believe there are laws in the books to prevent that sort of thing, because the laws don't necessarily follow the science, but it follows, what's something that an advertiser could theoretically do if this was real. That would be scary. So that's why they made laws against certain types of subliminal messaging. But let me know if you find anybody attempting to do that in the comments, and I'd be really interested in checking them out and maybe doing another video where we do a watch through of people trying that technique. But the overall thing of like putting certain sounds in the background or putting different frames in the video, that's not real. That's not something marketers think about when they're making an advertisement. Comment below for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll try to reply to every comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.